Good morning. So early this week I was out mowing the lawns. As you'll see, I ran into a bit of a snag as I was mowing this area at the front of the house. The mower ended up picking up the 19mm irrigation pipe, and so what I need to do now is repair it. Now, it's not a big job. It's not one of those jobs that you need to call in for advice or anything like that. It's very simple. Just needs a few fittings. Now, I didn't have the fittings for the whole week, so refilling the water for the guinea pigs and the highlines has been a bit of a pain in the neck, because I've had to collect the buckets, empty them, carry them down to the house, fill them back up, and then carry the filled buckets back up to the top. So that needs to get corrected. And so I managed to pop to the hardware store, picked up the parts that I need. Hey there, little fella. I've had a check of the line. There's no other damage that I could see. So this is the localized area that we need to repair. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to cut either side of the damaged pipe and remove that piece. And then we need to use a fitting to reconnect the pipe ends to allow the water to flow back through correctly. And so to do this job, first thing we need is a pair of pipe cutters. We need the 19mm inline joiner. Once we've connected the irrigation pipe onto the end of the joiner, we're going to need these locking clamps. So first of all, we're going to cut either side of the broken pipe. Now, as I apply this, I've found you have to gently rotate the cutter over the pipe to allow the blade to really slice into the pipe. Now, if I was to just simply squeeze down before doing that twisting motion, then it really just compresses the pipe, and it does eventually cut through, but the cut is not straight. Now, the next step will be to take our joiner, and we're going to connect it and push it in through the pipe like this. Put the locking clamp on first, just slide it down, and now I take my joiner and we're going to push it in, just like that. So it's all the way in, right up to that center line position. Now I'm going to grab my locking clamp, we're going to slide it back up past the barb, and I'm going to squeeze it over here. Next step will be to connect the pipe to the other side. So again, I'm going to take the locking clamp, I'm going to slide it on the pipe. Okay, now we're going to get that bit of grass out, try to keep it as clean as possible. Okay, that's all together. Now we're going to lock that up. So I've got my monkey grip pliers, just going to clamp it over the top and give it a squeeze. Not crazy tight, 'cause it's just plastic. That'll do us. Right, next step will be to test the water flow to make sure she doesn't leak. Water pressure has been applied. So the water's currently flowing. We can see, when I turn the water on, I'm sure you would have been able to see a slight movement, which is the water pressure filling, and it has forced the two pipes apart a little bit. But because of the clamps and the barbs on the joiner, that pipe is now held in place tightly, and as you can see, we get no water drippage. So that's a good repair job. What I like to do now is just rotate those clamps so that we don't have them sticking up high as a small sort of trip hazard or something else for the mower to get caught on. We're just going to test the hose to make sure that water is flowing correctly out through the hose. That looks like a pretty good tester. Handy. So now we have a fixed irrigation pipe with mains water connect back up to the hose, which will make my morning routines faster, more efficient again. Have a great rest of the day. Look forward to seeing you again next time.